Water. Earth. Fire. Air. Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. But everything changed when a meteorite fell on the Water Nation. This meteorite disrupted the balance of the world and ushered in an era of glaciations. Only the Avatar, master of all four elements, could stop them. But when the world needed him most, he vanished. Many years later, a young bender named Kaen emerged from the Fire Nation. Although Kaen is a powerful firebender, he still has much to learn to restore the world's balance. But I believe that Kaen can save the world.
Episode 9. The Quest for Balance. Kaen's journey with Aira had become more than just a mission. It was a bond of trust and understanding. As they traveled deeper into the frozen wilderness, Aira began to teach Kaen the delicate art of waterbending. She believed in him, in his destiny as the Avatar, and her belief only fueled his determination. Under her guidance, Kaen learned to channel the flow of water, to understand its rhythm and power. The contrast between his fiery nature and the fluidity of water was a challenge, but Aira's patient instruction helped him find balance. Their training sessions were intense, yet peaceful. The icy landscape around them became their training ground. Kaen would move his hands, trying to mimic Aira's movements, feeling the water respond to his will. At first, it was difficult. Fire was raw and explosive, while water was calm and controlled. But Aira showed him how to blend the two, how to find a middle ground where both elements could coexist. For the first time, Kaen felt the true potential of being the Avatar, the master of all four elements. But their peaceful training was suddenly interrupted. The air grew cold, more so than usual, and a sense of dread washed over them. Out of the shadows of the icy landscape, a group of Water Nation soldiers emerged, their expressions hard and unforgiving. They had been tracking Aira, and now they had found her. Their orders were clear: capture the girl and eliminate the Avatar. Kaen and Aira fought side by side, their combined powers creating a formidable defense. The clash of fire and water against ice was a spectacle, but the numbers were against them. The soldiers were relentless, their attacks coordinated and precise. Despite their best efforts, Kaen and Aira were overwhelmed. In the chaos, Kaen was struck by a powerful blast of water, sending him crashing to the ground. Dizzy and disoriented, he struggled to regain his footing. Through the haze, Kaen saw Aira surrounded, her hands bound by ice. The soldiers dragged her away, their victory clear. Desperation filled Kaen as he tried to stand, to fight, but his body betrayed him. The last thing he saw was Aira's determined face, her eyes locking onto his, silently urging him to survive, to keep fighting. When Kaen finally regained consciousness, the cold air stung his lungs. The soldiers were gone, and so was Aira. Rage and guilt surged through him. He had failed to protect her, to keep his promise. But this was not the end. Kaen knew he couldn't abandon Aira, not after everything she had done for him. She had believed in him, and now it was his turn to prove that her faith was not misplaced. With renewed determination, Kaen set off in pursuit of the soldiers. The night was dark and treacherous, but he moved with a purpose, the fire within him burning brighter than ever. He would find Aira, and he would bring her back. The journey ahead would be perilous, but Kaen was ready to face whatever challenges lay in his path. He was no longer just a young bender. He was the Avatar, and he would restore balance to the world, no matter the cost. As Kaen disappeared into the night, a sense of foreboding lingered in the air. The dark figure that had been following him watched from the shadows, its presence growing ever closer. The real battle was just beginning, to be continued.